weapons on offense until the emergence of Rasheed Rice, like the second half of the year. So,
Hey, Kadarius Tony.
uh, yeah, I don't even regret trading for him with you at
No,
all.
no. We're back again, baby. Welcome back to the lunch table. Pull up a seat, get comfortable. As Brody mentioned a few episodes ago, Miss Darlene just handed us our trays, and we're sat down and we're ready. Chandler, what's up, man? How you been?
I've been pretty good. Busy season is upon us in the accounting world, so
Ooh.
I've been working hard. But yeah, that's about all that's going on right now. You know, getting ready to get married.
Yeah, same,
Yeah,
same, same. We're both in that boat. So
yeah.
yeah, same here. Just working my life away, loving every minute of it all the time. Um, Came in today showing off the new threads, though. I got to shout out Antonia and Mike for hooking me up with the Russell Westbrook
Oh,
Clippers jersey.
oh,
Looking
dude,
looking nice.
I got. Let me stand up. I got the Brock Bowers
Oh, the
black.
black.
It's got a little national championship patch.
Oh man, that is
Got
clean.
it for Christmas.
That is clean.
Yeah, my Todd Gurley jersey had it's getting a little stitch coming out of it. And I'm
Oh
like,
no.
it was my favorite jersey. I'm like, dude, this thing's gonna come apart.
Oh no. You got to make that one
So
last. I mean, that's
yeah, I know.
girly. That's girly.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I got another one, so that way I'm like alternating at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But anyways, so we're back and we are going to have a good show for everyone watching today. Things are a little bit different. As you can see, Chandler is he's on here co-hosting with me. Um, and things are going to be different moving forward. We're going to kind of try to do the show a little bit differently, make it more like a free flow conversation kind of thing rather than like built out segmented topics. We'll still have topics, obviously, to kind of guide the discussion. But I mean, there might be topics sometimes in our notes that we don't even hit because we just have that long of a conversation. So, like I said, I just want to turn it, or we just want to turn it more into like a conversational thing, not like a segmented traditional style podcast, I guess you could say. But before we get into our first thing that we're going to talk about today, I do want to say because me, Brody, Joey, all of us have sucked at this every episode. Like, comment, subscribe, share. The reels, or not reels, I always call them that because me and Gabby watch Instagram reels. The shorts that I've been posting have been doing pretty well. I think we had one with like 870 views somehow. I don't know how that happened, but it was, the sorry, there's a fly. That's 870 views on that one. So y'all keep sharing, liking, commenting, and just let other people know about us. But
Well,
we're
what would that short though when Brody saw the fly? What was he even talking about again?
it was
He was like, "Is that the infamous
yeah.
line?"
He's like,
And then I
oh,
have no
is this
idea
the
what he.
legendary call?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
have no idea what he was gonna say. I don't even know if he came back to it. He just.
No, I don't think he did.
So I have no idea what he was talking about.
It's the legendary call, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure he was talking about something Larry Munson. If I'm having to take a stab at
Yeah,
it here.
probably, but I don't know. Who knows?
So anyway, speaking of Larry Munson, first thing we're going to talk about today is something that is near and dear to our hearts, but not in a good way. We're going to talk about our worst moments as lifelong UGA fans. And Chandler, I'm going to let you kick it off with your first moment since I've done a lot of the talking so far.
Oh man. Well, there's several to pick from, but one that immediately jumps in my head every time. It's not even that important of a game, really. Like it's just a regular season game. but I got UGA versus South Carolina, 2014.
Mm, mm,
We were at Cole's house. I remember this like specifically. We were at Cole's house. He had just moved into that new house.
mhm.
We're over there watching the game. Georgia gets down. I think South Carolina was like top 10 at the time. Like they were pretty high ranked.
I think
And
so.
Georgia wasn't bad, but I can't remember what it was.
I think we
Like
were
it would have been
pretty
a really,
close.
yeah, it would have been a good win though.
Yeah, for sure.
And down the whole game, Damian Swan gets an interception at like the 20-yard line, returns it to the 8. And we're like, oh, baby. And there's like a minute left. We're like, this is the game. We're going to win. We're going to beat South Carolina. Gets it to the 8. I think there's some sort of penalty. I can't remember exactly, but pushes us back to like the 15, 20, something like that. Don't even like advance the ball hardly at all. Can't score.
Mm.
Go, go to kick a field goal from like the 10. It's at most a 30-yard field goal.
Mhm,
At most.
mhm.
Marshall Morgan misses the field goal. And
Marshall
we lost.
Morgan. I
We
just
freaking lost.
when you said that name, Marshall Morgan, I just like shuddered for a second.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
I remember Damian Swan picking off the ball and we all jumped like as high as we ever have off the couch, ran outside, did like a lap around Cole's house, and we're like, Damian Swan, Damian Swan.
I
And
remember that.
freaking, oh, that was awful. Uh,
Awful moment, man. I can remember that one as well. Marshall Morgan, like I said, just gives me chills even thinking about it. That's a good one. That's a good one. So the first one that I have is a game I was there for. Me and my dad. We were at the game. It was 2012 at the Georgia
oh,
Dome, Georgia Alabama SEC championship. And if you're a Georgia fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Aaron Murray leads one of the greatest 2-minute drives I've ever seen in college football, and Mark Rick refuses to call for the spike. Or maybe it Bobo that was no, Bobo was gone by that point. Maybe it was the offensive
yeah.
coordinator. But either way, nobody decided to spike the ball. I still 100% believe we win that game and go on to play Notre Dame. I understand we had the momentum, but I mean, we're inside the 10-yard line. Like, give yourself 3 chances instead of 1. That was awful to watch.
Yeah.
And then right after the game, just to cap it off, this let's just call him nice man from a radio show decides to come up to all the guys that are decked out in Georgia gear and interview us for like a radio show. And he chose me, this kid who's like basically in tears right after the game. I don't even remember what I said. I just remember being so mad that he came up to me and was like, "How are you feeling after Georgia just lost that game?" I'm like, how do you think I'm feeling, man? Like what? But that was awful.
Oh,
The experience was great. The experience was great. I think we got those 2 press box seats for like $100 a piece or something. It was some crazy sweet deal that my dad got through my uncle. So it was a cool experience, but man, the ending.
oh,
Oh,
yeah. I'll never forget that game. That's actually on my list too. But really, I was just going to basically point out that we probably would have won the game given that drive and the momentum. Even with a spike, you have, I mean, the weapons on the team.
I know it.
Aaron Murray was slinging the ball.
I know it.
I don't know. That was a tough one. I do remember wasn't there like a blocked punt return for a touchdown that game
It's a field goal, yeah. Blocked
or a
field
field
goal.
goal? Okay.
Alec Ogletree ran it all the way
Yeah, I
home.
remember it was Alec Ogletree.
Yep. Yep.
I was running around the living room.
Dude, I mean, you would have thought our press box was going to come down after that. We had all Georgia fans in the press box with us, so we were going crazy.
Oh, I can only imagine the
Um,
green hall's getting lit.
I think I think the biggest pet peeve I had with that game though specifically was people who blamed Chris Conley
Yeah.
for catching the football. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, he I wish he wouldn't have caught it, but you're a wide receiver, man. Like that's what you're there to do. Like your instinct is not to just knock the ball on the ground. So I feel for him in that moment is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think anybody seeing a ball get tipped in the air is going to try to go for the ball,
Exactly.
especially in a situation like that with 10 seconds left. I mean, you're going to try to get it and run it in, but I don't blame him at all. It definitely goes back to you got to spike it, no timeouts. Like, stop the clock and get something together, get set.
Yeah.
That whole play just didn't seem right anyway. I mean, even if we are going hurry up, I'm like, what is this? What was
Yeah.
this play? I have no idea.
Right there with you.
Um, anyway, so I got another one that happened at Cole's house.
Oh gosh.
Cole's house was just the those devastating moments for Georgia fans there.
Hey,
Uh,
quick shout out to Cole though. Cole,
yeah,
yeah,
shout out Cole.
come on the podcast, man. We know you're watching it. We know you want to come on. So come on and talk some of these Georgia football moments with us sometime. Anyways,
Oh
back to
yeah,
you.
yeah. Shout out Cole for always hosting us too. I mean,
Always.
we were there all the time, but I think you were there for this. Is Georgia Tennessee 2016
Oh
Hail
gosh.
Mary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
God, dude! We were
hmm.
watching it. It was, I think it was you, me, Cole, Drew Cook, and I think Chris, because I remember there being one happy person at the end of the game,
I think you're right. Yeah.
and he's a Tennessee fan. We're just like, yeah, go dogs! And that was the year they were. I think they were ranked like sixth at the time, eighth.
Yeah. I think they were
They're
pretty high.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were up there. Good. It was
Hmm.
a pretty good Tennessee team,
Yeah.
and I remember being. Was it like 32-28 or 31-28?
Yeah.
I
Just a
think
couple of
Tennessee
points.
and Eason threw a pick with like less than 2 minutes left, and I'm like, oh, it's a game, it's over. And then somehow we stop them, get the
Uh-huh.
ball back, and we get. I think we're at like the 30 maybe, and like a little quick slant or something to Isaiah McKenzie. It's like 15 yards, and then Eason just throws a freaking dart like 50 yards to Riley Ridley
Right into his
with
hands.
freaking 10 seconds left. Did you realize there was only 10 seconds left?
I knew it was very short. I thought it was more around like the 15-20 second mark, but that's insane, man. 10 seconds.
I
I mean,
I had to go back and look because I was like, there wasn't a lot of time left, but I thought it was like 30 seconds.
yeah,
Because I'm like, how did the Tennessee get to like the 45,
right.
like
Within Hail Mary
R 45?
range.
Yeah. And I look back, it was 10 seconds. And there was 4 seconds left when they ran the Hail Mary play.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember how they got, I didn't watch the full game. I just watched like, it
Yeah,
was
I don't
like a
remember it
highlight
either.
video.
Maybe I'm just making this up in my head, but I want to say we like kicked it out of bounds or had a penalty on the kickoff or something.
Probably.
I feel
Probably
like we,
there's no other way for them to
yeah,
get up that far. Yeah, I mean, it would have been like one play. It'd been 6 seconds.
right.
I
I
don't
think we
know that.
probably kicked it out of bounds.
Of course, we kicked it out of
Yeah,
bounds.
we would. That's very old Georgia
We
before
probably
Georgia
ran like
started.
a squib and then kicked it, and it was spun off a rock on the field and went out of bounds at the 30, and yeah, at like the 45, throw a
Exactly.
little Hail Mary. Yeah, that. And also, I didn't realize that Kamara was the running back that year for
Oh,
Tennessee.
I didn't realize that either.
I was watching the highlights again, or I guess the lowlights in our case. It was, not fun to watch. But
Yep.
after like Jawan Jennings had come down with the ball and then they just like are just showing everybody going crazy. Um, they show like a guy lay on the ground. It's Kamara. Like they show the back of his jersey. I was like, Kamara was on that team. I thought he had been gone,
Yeah, that's
but I guess
crazy.
so. I guess so. I guess he's been in the league probably 6 or 7
6 or
years. So
7.
that,
Yeah, that timeline works out.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. That's crazy though. No, I didn't even realize Kamara was on that team. That was an awful moment though, man. Awful,
we were
terrible
like
moment.
so pissed the rest of the day. I remember we were like, we didn't want to do anything. We were just pissed for like 8 hours after that game. It
And
was
that'll
awful.
that'll do it to you. That'll do it to you. A Hail Mary from Tennessee will do it to you.
Yeah.
Um,
And that, I mean, that wasn't like a season ruiner. We had already lost a game.
yeah,
I think, I don't remember who, but that knocked us out of the top 25, losing to them.
yeah.
That was a tough moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could say that again. So I got a couple more. I'll probably do. I got three more, but I'll do two of them to save a little bit of time. The first one that I want to talk about is well, one day I went to a game with our good buddy Trey Cleghorn. It was a pretty hyped up game. I think we were ranked in like somewhere in like the 8 to 14 range, somewhere in there, like high top tens, low uh, teens or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and Alabama, number one Alabama, rolled into Athens and into Sanford Stadium, and it was like pouring down rain. Weather conditions were terrible. Every Georgia fan is still like way hyped up, like, oh yeah, we're gonna take them down. This is our
Uh,
year. We got Nick Chubb. They don't know what's coming. Um, not how it went. I think we lost like 51-14 or 51-10, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember the
Um,
score. I remember Derrick Henry ran all over us.
yeah, that was awful to watch in person, man. And Nick Chubb, I
Uh,
think until the fourth quarter, averaged like zero point 0.8 yards per carry, and then he busted off like an 80-yard run when we've already lost the game. And that was the
yeah.
only good thing we got to see all
Yeah.
day.
I was about
Yep,
to say that was the only highlight to that game was he had that 100-yard streak.
yep,
And I think that last run salvaged his streak.
yeah.
And the rest of the day was awful. There was nothing else that was good.
It was awful, man. It was terrible. I mean, shoes, socks soaking wet. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
And then you got to walk from Sanford Stadium back to the parking lot.
Yeah. What that
Soaking
year
wet.
would have been what,
I think it was
2015?
15.
15? Yeah, I think
I
that's
think it
right.
was the year Henry won the Heisman. They won the national championship, Alabama.
I think
I
that's
think it
right.
was 15.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, they were really good that year.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it was a stacked team. I don't know what
Yeah.
we were all really thinking that we were about to beat Alabama, but Nick Saban is still our daddy, even though we beat him, he's still our daddy. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest about this.
Well, I mean, if anybody's going to be your daddy, let it be the greatest college football coach of all time.
That's true. And at least he's
I
gone
mean,
now. So
yeah, he's gone.
thank you.
Finally.
I know it. I know it. So did you have any more that you wanted to talk about?
Um, I have one more.
Okay.
It's not even really like a memory because I was 3. I guess we were both 3. But
Hey, crawling around playing manhunt though.
yeah, we were crawling around playing manhunt. 3. David Green was quarterback. Just crawl around manhunt. Maybe a little early for that. But yeah, this was 2002 versus Florida.
Oh
Oh,
no. Oh
such a
no.
sore spot.
Oh no,
Ugh.
that's a bad one.
And this one
Uh,
is like, I guess, living vicariously through other people because I'm like, I don't remember this game at all.
right. My parents is
But
who I live vicariously through for
yeah,
this.
yeah, like this is just hearing from other people that maybe were in college then or, were old enough to remember at least. But that game, I went back and watched the game, or it wasn't a full game, but they had taken like each play and they just cut out like the time between plays. So it ends up being like a 30-minute video,
Right.
but it's just all the plays.
Mhm.
And just that game, man, what happened? Like what? There was so many opportunities. Florida turned the ball over probably 4 times, and
Yeah.
then we would get it, and either turn it right back over or just not score. That was like a 13-10 game.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Like
was very low
we
scoring.
should have put up like 35. I think David Pollock even had either a fumble recovery and ran it all the way back to like the 5, or it was an interception. I can't remember.
Yeah.
He ran it like all the way down, and we didn't even
It
score.
didn't score from that. Yeah, I know.
Didn't score. Eerily similar to the South Carolina interception
Yeah.
that I mentioned earlier. It didn't
Yeah.
even score. We put in DJ Shockley for David Green like 4 times, and I want to say 3. It may have only been 2, but 2 or 3 of the 4 times he turned the ball over.
Yep.
One was a pick six,
Yeah, that was
and
probably Shockley's worst game as a dog.
yeah, I mean, like DJ Shockley, Georgia legend, get it, but you got David Green as your quarterback,
Yeah.
also Georgia legend, and like he's just clicking with that team. Why are we putting in a true freshman in a rivalry game? Like what are we doing? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That was bad.
And like you said, you got the guy sitting in front of him that most people before Matt Stafford considered to be the greatest quarterback in Georgia football history.
Yeah. I mean, and he wasn't even having a bad game. It's not like he had thrown 3 picks on 3 drives or something like, let's change it up.
Right.
He was playing fine. I mean, the team as a whole wasn't playing great, but like there wasn't anything wrong with it. We're just throwing in a guy with no experience. Like, oh, let's see what he can do. And now I'm thinking about it. I want to say one of the turnovers, he'd actually completed a pass, and then it was a fumble.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'll put the blame, but he did throw a pick six. I
Yeah.
know for sure.
And I mean, in
And
a 13-10 game, a one pick six makes all the difference. I mean,
yeah,
that's there you go.
that
That's
was the
game.
difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. David Green may have threw the same pick six, but I would have rather. I say I would have rather. I didn't even watch this game, but still bad to like hear it from other people.
Yep.
I'd rather David Green go in there and he plays bad. You're like, well, we went with the guy that has been good this whole time,
Yeah.
than rolling somebody out that we just know nothing about at the
Right.
time.
Right.
No experience. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you on that. Like you said, it's not like we were old enough to experience that really ourselves. But I mean, just looking back, like, man, the opportunities we had that season that we just threw away in that Florida game
Yeah.
is terrible.
Won every other game.
Yeah, I know. That's what we beat. Was it LSU in the SEC championship that year, or did we
Yeah, I
not?
think so.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, because
Because
Florida
that's,
had 2 losses, right?
I think, yeah. Florida ended up not being that good that year.
Yeah,
They were
they might have.
not.
Yeah, I was about to say. Now that I'm remembering, they might have had even more than that, 3 or 4 or
They
five
might have had like
losses.
4 losses, yeah, and we just, I don't know, just choked right there. But I think we did beat LSU in the SEC championship,
Yeah,
and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was Larry Munson saying there's sugar falling from the sky
I think so.
after like super long completion
Yeah,
with
I think so.
5 minutes left in the game or something.
Yeah. Yep. So the last one we're going to talk about is one that I remember very vividly and will never forget. I'm ashamed to have been a part of this, but it was what was it 2009 or 2010 season, the year after Matthew Stafford.
I want to say 10.
You know what
It may have been
quarterback?
9.
You know what quarterback I'm talking about here.
I do. I
Uh,
do.
the last
Unfortunately.
time, the last time Georgia lost a football game to Kentucky,
Uh,
our quarterback Joe, and I have here in my notes. I don't know if you could see this or no, you can't see it, so I'm not even going to try. I have in my notes in parentheses between Joe and his last name sucks because his last name is Cox, and Joe did indeed suck Cox. So uh, not
yeah.
proud to have been in attendance for that game. If I didn't mention that, I was at the game when Georgia last lost to Kentucky, and I mean we were very careful back then about which games we went to because we didn't want to go home in a bad mood after doing all that and going to Athens and all that. So we were like, oh, I mean, it's Kentucky. Like we never lose to Kentucky,
Yeah.
and we lost to Kentucky. So, oh,
Yeah,
horrible moment.
they've been giving me scares recently too, like the last 5 years or so. I'm like, God, we can't lose to Kentucky, even though they're better, generally better now
Yeah,
than they have, they were back in 2010,
yeah.
2009, whatever year it was. It's still, I'm like, we can't lose to Kentucky.
No, I mean
Cannot
it's
lose to
just
Kentucky.
I don't care if Vanderbilt, if we play them in week 11 next year and they're 10-0 and ranked top 7, we still better not freaking lose to Vanderbilt. I don't
No,
care. Like if we don't lose to Vanderbilt, we
no.
don't lose to Kentucky. Like that's just an
Yeah.
unwritten rule of Georgia football.
Yeah. Those are the two you just can't lose to. Like, you cannot lose to those. And we both witnessed losses to both of those teams. So it's,
Yeah, sadly we have.
yeah,
Oh
it's
God.
terrible, but it's
Oh,
just the reality. UGA fan. And, back to the South Carolina thing, I forgot to say this, but since that game, every year I fear the South Carolina game
yeah.
because I remember that game. I'm like, I don't, it doesn't matter how bad South Carolina is. I'm like, we cannot lose this game. Like, I just have this feeling in the back of my mind that it will happen.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we have PTSD from South Carolina, man. I mean, what is wrong with me? Oh, Steve Spurrier. Golly, forgot the name for a second. Steve Spurrier really did us in as Georgia fans. Like he
yeah,
tortured us. He absolutely
yeah,
tortured us.
yeah, you love to torture us at Florida and South Carolina.
Both schools, yeah. Didn't matter where he was coaching. He was coming for Georgia.
Uh, yeah.
But I don't have any other moments that I want to talk about. Like you said, had to knock a couple off the list, and I'm glad that I did because, man, I'm like getting all sad talking about these moments that
Oh,
we've had.
yeah. It's giving me shivers, dude. I don't like it.
I know it. I
Bad
know it.
feeling.
So let's shift the conversation into something else. And I know you've been sitting on some trivia questions for quite some time now.
I, yeah,
I know you've got to be ready to roll those trivia questions out.
dude. I've been sitting on them. I don't even remember when I wrote them, but I've had these for a long time.
Yeah.
And really, originally, I wrote them down when I saw that Puka Nakua broke the rookie receptions in a game record. So
Hmm.
that tells you how long it's been. That was like week 3 or 4 of the NFL
Yeah,
season.
months ago. That was
Yeah.
months ago.
And that like sparked an idea in my head to write those down.
Yeah.
So yeah, the theme of the trivia today is records, NFL records.
All right. Awesome.
And
Well, go
I've
ahead.
got a point system if we want to do that too. I've
Okay.
got 2 easy questions, 2 medium, 2 hard.
Okay.
So we can do 1 point for easy questions, 2 points for medium, 3 points for hard. See how many points you can get.
All right. I like that. We'll
All right.
try to beat the score next week. Um, sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll go ahead and get on into trivia.
So all right, let's start here. Do you want to just choose a easy, medium, or hard? And I'll just give you like the
Yeah. Well, yeah.
first
We're
one.
let's start with a medium. Let's start with a medium.
Okay. All right. Who holds the record for most career all-purpose yards?
Ooh, NFL.
Yeah, this is all NFL.
Okay, all NFL. Okay. All purpose yards in a career. Oh God. It wouldn't be Emmitt Smith, would it?
No, that's a good guess though.
I mean, he's the all-time rushing leader.
You're,
So,
yeah,
is it Jerry Rice?
it is Jerry Rice.
Oh, there we go.
Jerry
2
Rice. Yeah, I'll give it to you there. All right, I got that.
And
All right, so you have
should we limit my guesses? Should we limit it to like 3 to 5 guesses?
yeah, I was gonna say let's do 3 guesses. The third
Cool.
guess, that's your final answer.
Cool. I like that. I like that.
Because
All
these
right.
hard ones, I feel like you may need three. You may get them
Yeah,
right off. I don't know, but
probably not. All right.
oh, do you
Go
want to
ahead.
guess at how many yards Jerry Rice had? Just to
Oh, hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna guess 40, 44,000.
no, that's a little high.
Way high.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
didn't. I mean, okay, that was probably a little high. What about 30,000? Let's go that. Is that way too high as well?
still a little high, but
Dang.
you're close. He had 23,546.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I didn't really think about that. Like 40 something thousand would be over
Yeah.
2,000 yards for 20 seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
uh, it's almost
He,
like I played football or something. I should know this, but oh
he's just
well.
setting the NFL record every single year for 20 years straight.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's feasible.
Yeah. Uh, all right.
Okay. No
Uh,
bonus
what
points on that one.
what would you like now?
Oh,
Easy, medium, or hard?
I'm gonna knock out a hard one. I'm gonna knock out a hard
Okay.
one.
Who holds the record for most fumbles in a career?
Ooh, most fumbles. Wow. Okay, so it's probably going to be someone who had a lot of rushing attempts. I'm going to go ahead and throw Mark Sanchez out there because of the butt fumble. I mean, it's
Not
just it's a famous one. I don't know. Maybe he had a bunch of other fumbles.
not Mark Sanchez.
Okay, so I got two more guesses. Hmm. Am I allowed to ask for any hints on these?
Okay, we'll give you hints on the hard.
Okay. Okay.
Easy,
So
medium, no hints.
give me a hint that's not like not too revealing.
You have the position right,
So it is a quarterback.
but
Okay.
it is a quarterback.
Okay. Let's throw. I feel like I've actually read this somewhere. Maybe I'm thinking interceptions. I'm gonna throw Fran Tarkenton out there because I know he turned the ball over a lot.
No, not Fran Tarkenton.
Okay.
I don't. I almost said good guess, but that doesn't really like. I mean, you're thinking on the wrong right track, like a longer career,
Yeah.
turnovers. You're thinking right track, but he was not that era. Like this guy was, he played in our lifetime.
Okay. He's more recent. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got one more guess. Let's do one more light hint before I make my final guess.
Okay. Trying to think of a
I
light
know,
hint for this.
I know.
There's not really a light hint for this guy. Um, he was
Is he?
drafted. Okay, he was
Go ahead.
drafted by one team,
Mm-hmm.
never played for them.
Ooh, okay. Is it? Oh, is it Drew
At least
Brees?
I don't think he played for them. Not Drew Brees.
Oh no, he did play for the Chargers. That's
Yeah, he
right.
played for yeah.
That's right. All right. Who is it?
It's Brett Favre.
Oh, really? I'm thinking of
Yeah,
quarterbacks with turnovers, and I didn't think of Brett Favre.
I know. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, you're on the right track. Turnovers,
dang
a
it,
lot of
man.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had or you want to take a guess how many fumbles he had?
Oh, I'm gonna avoid sounding stupid on this one and just let you
Okay.
go ahead and tell me.
He had 166 fumbles.
Oh, wow. Didn't he have like over 500 interceptions too? Or 400
I don't know if he had
interceptions?
that many. He had a lot. I don't remember how many.
He had a
I can give it
lot.
a quick. I can give it a quick Google here.
Yeah, let's give it a quick
I'm
Google there, just so we can get a total turnover number for Brett Favre, the quality human being. Oh, by the way, speaking of Brett Favre, while you're looking that up, I got an update the other day from Bleacher Report that he still has not paid back the money that he stole from the Mississippi
oh
Welfare
my
Fund.
God.
Mississippi State is still asking for some of that money, according to Bleacher Report.
Oh my God.
Allegedly. Allegedly. I feel like we have to say allegedly. It's not like we're
Yeah.
making any money from this, anyways, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so Brett Favre, he had 336
Oh,
interceptions.
that was the number 300, not 500.
Yep. And he has including the playoffs, he has 366.
So that would
So
bring his total to what? 600, no, 500 and
532.
yeah, 532. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, the 500 was right on the total turnovers at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, so he has most fumbles in a career and most interceptions in
Man,
a career. So he's just turnover king.
turnover machine. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why he made the honorable mentions for my most hated athletes. It wasn't even for all this off the field stuff. It just, the guy was a turnover machine his whole career. And he made
Yeah.
some spectacular throws every game, but then he just made boneheaded decisions, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a great quarterback, but
Yeah,
with better decision making, he could have been like GOAT conversation.
that's what I'm saying. He could have been the greatest quarterback. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All
All
right,
right. What do you want
let's
next?
let's get an easy one in. Let's do it.
Okay. Who holds the record for most sacks in a season?
Uh, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh no, no.
No, no.
Okay, so this is actually a tie.
Okay.
It's a tie between
Oh,
two guys.
is it JJ Watt? No,
No, you're so close.
TJ Watt.
Yeah, TJ
That's
Watt.
right. TJ just broke that record, and
He tied it.
who did he tie it with? Did someone recently tie him, or did was is the other person before or after? Is what I'm asking.
The other person is well before. It was 20 years before.
Oh, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. Reggie White.
No, no.
Dang it.
Michael Strahan.
Oh, Strahan.
Michael Strahan.
I
Because
almost said one of those Giants linemen between
he even
him, OC, Tuck, all those guys.
yeah. He even was on like Good Morning America, or I mean, he's like host on one of those, and he was
Yeah.
saying that his was better because he had one less game to do it and
That's
all
right.
that.
That's right. I remember seeing that now. That's right. So do I get half a
But
point for that or no point for that?
yeah, we'll give you half a point because you did get one.
Yeah, I
So you get a
remember
half.
TJ Watt breaking that or tying that record now. I don't know why. I thought JJ.
Yep, with 22 and a half sacks.
Yeah, yeah.
All
That
right,
is it's a
we
lot of
got
times bringing down quarterbacks, man.
yeah. I mean, it's over. It's like 1.5 times a game,
Yeah,
so
that's insane.
that's a lot.
So I got one
All
of
right,
each left, right?
yeah, one of each left.
Okay. Let's just go easy, medium, hard in order. Screw it.
Okay. All right, easy. Who holds the record for most receptions in a season? This is
Hmm.
recent.
It's Cooper Cup.
Not Cooper Cup. He was close, I think, but
Dang. Is it Justin Jefferson?
not Justin Jefferson. I think they were both close, but
Ew.
okay.
I'm really fumbling the bag here.
This was held by Marvin Harrison Senior.
Yeah,
Gotta say senior now because junior is coming.
he's
But
coming.
I think it was held by Marvin Harrison Senior before this guy broke it in 2019.
19. Why am I blanking on this?
And honestly, since 2019, he hasn't done much.
Okay.
He still plays, but well, define plays. He's
Yeah.
always hurt.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this should be ringing a bell for me, but I'm like completely blanking. Am I really gonna miss half of one of the easy ones? Like I swear I always do this with the easiest ones.
Uh,
As, as soon as you say it, because I'm about to throw out a guess that's wrong, but as soon as you say it, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. 2019, I can't even remember what happened in the NFL in general in 2019 right now. Um, oh my
NF,
God.
NFC South.
Oh, Is it? Oh, I know who it is. It's Michael Thomas.
Yeah, it's Michael
It's Michael
Thomas.
Thomas. I don't even feel good taking that one with the NFC South hint, but hey, I'll take all the points I can get.
I had to give you another hint. I just had to.
Yeah, I should have known that. Michael Thomas. Yeah, all right, that checks out. That was the last year of Drew Brees really being relevant too, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, he played. Didn't he play in 20?
Yeah, I think he did. I
I
think
think
he
he
had,
did. But
but he couldn't throw it more than 10 yards down. But yeah, he definitely did because I remember him beating Tom Brady twice in the regular season, even
oh
though it
yeah,
wasn't really him. It was that defense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. That's what it was.
All right,
Um, we got one of each, medium and hard.
let's do it.
What do you want to go?
Let's go medium, and then we'll
Medium. Okay,
actually no, because since I started with medium, I'm gonna end with medium. Let's knock the hard one out.
that's
Let's
why I
do
had
it.
to ask again.
Yeah.
All right, who holds the record for most interceptions in a season?
Hmm.
This one's
Oh,
old.
is
This
it
one's so old.
Dick Night Train Lane?
Oh, he got it. He got
Yes,
it.
sir. I know my
No hint.
DBs. I know my DBs now.
You want to guess how many he had?
Mm, I want to say, I want to say it was like around 20,
He had 14,
14. Okay. I wanted to say like 18.
which
I
is
knew,
still insane.
yeah. Oh, it's 14 interceptions.
14 interceptions.
It'll never happen again. It just won't.
No, that happened in 1952. So that
Yeah.
was probably when they first started throwing the ball, actually. And he's just like, I'll just pick
Yeah.
all these off.
Yeah. And all the quarterbacks are like, let's keep trying this guy. I mean, he's only got the NFL record for interceptions, but let's keep
Yeah.
throwing it at him.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay.
Nice.
So,
So I killed the hard one.
yeah.
Destroyed myself on the easy ones.
Okay.
All
Got the
right.
medium left.
One more.
Who holds the record for the most points scored in a career?
Most points scored. That would be Adam Vinatieri, kicker of
Yeah.
the Patriots and Colts.
Yep. Adam Vinatieri with,
Mm-hmm.
take a guess how many points?
Oh, can I have like a ballpark here? Like a within a couple thousand range, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, but it's between 1,000 and 3,500.
Okay. I'm gonna guess 2,700 points.
Oh, you're really close. 2673.
Okay, dang, I'll take that. I'll take that. I see.
Yep,
I want.
2673.
I wanted to come out and say like 3,000, 3,500, but I know I'm overshooting everything tonight. So I was like, let me just back it up a little bit
Yeah.
here.
All right. So your point total was eight and a half.
8.5. All
Eight and a
right.
half out of, let's see, two out of 12. Eight and a half out of 12.
All right. Well, it is officially in the whatever you want to call this thing, my notes that I keep for the podcast, and we'll see if I can beat it next week, or me and potential guests. If anyone wants to come on the pod, by the way, hit me or Chandler up. We'd love to have
Yeah,
you.
come try to beat Skilly.
That's it. That's it. That's it. A lot of people have tried to beat me in a lot of things and failed. No,
Unbeatable.
unbeatable. Uh, anyways, I think that does it for trivia. So we'll go ahead and move on. And we're going to talk a little bit of NFL playoffs because, wow, it was. I feel like the result is kind of what we all expected, but the path to get there, I feel like, was the most interesting part.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I did not foresee. Well, I don't know. I didn't see the Chiefs not having home field advantage this entire time. Um,
Yeah.
Start the year. But looking back, though, I mean, they really, other than Kelsey, they didn't have any weapons on offense. until the emergence of Rasheed Rice, like the second half of the year. So,
Hey, Kadarius Toney.
uh, yeah, I don't even regret trading for him with you at all.
No, no.
I
You
freaking
should
dropped him.
you should have gave him back. I tried to trade back for him.
Yeah, like 3 people offered me trades for him before the year, and I was like, nah, I think he's going to thrive in the Chiefs' offense.
We all did. We all thought he would. I mean, golly. And whatever, man. He comes out the other
Well,
day
yeah,
and he's like, I could be a number one if I got more targets. It's like, what are you talking about, man? You started the year as the, I guess, number one. And what did you do with that opportunity, my guy?
yeah, he had like 7 drops in the first game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. That was big bust for me there, but I
Yeah.
held on to him as long as I could, and I eventually just had to let him go.
Yeah. It
You got
happens,
to cut
man.
your losses.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean the Chiefs, like you said, I'm in agreement with you on that. Eagles and Cowboys collapses is the first note that I had in my notes here to talk about the NFL playoffs. And I mean, dang man, the Cowboys is no surprise, but the Eagles, from that point, whenever it was in the season, week 13, 12, 13, whenever it was,
yeah,
on. I mean, wow. I've never seen a team really just fall apart like that with no specific reason for it.
yeah. I wonder what it was.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's got
I
it's
mean,
got
I
to be
don't know.
something. I guess I should say
Yeah,
no known reason for it because there's always a reason.
yeah. There's got to be something. I don't. People were saying Sirianni may get fired, and I don't think he should. I mean,
Yeah, I
they
don't think
still were
so
a
either.
playoff team. Yeah, there was a big collapse second half of the year, but like they still made the playoffs. Yeah, they lost to the Bucks and it's kind of an embarrassing fashion, but they were missing their number one receiver. Jalen Hurts had a hand issue. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they're kind of banged up going into that game. I really didn't expect them to win. I was a
exactly.
fairly hot Bucks team.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and that kind of segues me into the next thing I had listed, which was the surprising runs that we saw from lower caliber teams. The Bucks, Packers, and Texans all made at least somewhat of a run this year. That completely surprised me. The Bucks and Texans completely surprised me. I feel like before the season, I kind of told everyone like, "Hey, don't sleep on the Packers. Now they're still the same team. They just have Jordan Love at quarterback, and
yeah,
he's got a lot of potential. We don't know what he is yet, but I mean, now we've seen it. I think I was right
yeah.
about that.
I'm kind of a Jordan Love believer now. I
Yeah,
mean, to start the year, I wasn't fully sure,
yeah,
but after the last few weeks of the season and the playoffs, I mean, I mean, does he have room to grow? Yeah. He's essentially a rookie quarterback. I mean, he hasn't played before now, but
right.
I think he showed that he can compete. And I think in terms of like fantasy too, he's going to be, top 10 QB probably most every year
Yeah,
from here on out.
and somebody on this podcast
Yeah,
has him in the Road to Glory League.
of course. Road to
Uh,
glory.
Shout out to league member Sam Darling. Shout out to Sam because he has been killing me with trying to get Jordan Love this offseason. And I can't sell him, man, unless I just get blown away. I just can't do it. I mean, I know he's just a quarterback, but we are about to go super flex. And like you said, I mean, I think he's going to be a top 10 at worst
Yeah.
fantasy quarterback over the next 4 or 5,
Well,
potentially 10, 12 years.
are we going Superflex? I think
Uh,
we were delaying. We're going tight end premium.
oh, we're doing another vote on Superflex. Oh,
Uh,
that's what it
we're
was.
either
They said they
we're
wanted to
either
do another vote.
yeah, we're either doing another vote or just like delaying it or something. I don't know. But I mean, if we do, it's going to be a 2 or 3 year phase in
Yeah,
because you can't go no Superflex to Superflex.
that's
But
right. The tight end premium is what I was thinking of.
yeah,
Either way, he's a great asset to have on my roster. So Not going to give them to anyone until someone, like I said, blows me away with a Jordan Love offer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now, if we go to Superflex, they would, in my opinion, have to offer you probably a couple first if he keeps playing the way he was playing,
Yeah,
at
for sure.
least, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Yep. What else do I have in my notes? The Ravens, I kind of called it at the beginning. I did pick the Bengals to win the division, but I did say that I could see the Ravens making a deeper playoff run. Obviously, I did not foresee the Bengals crapshoot of a season.
Yeah.
um, so I don't think there was any way for me to really predict that. But the Ravens, I liked what I saw from them. Just wish they could have gotten the job done in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, that was a huge choke job, to say the least. That
Yeah,
that was going back to the worst UGA moment. That was a UGA type game for
very
if
much.
you're a Baltimore fan. That
Yeah,
was horrible to watch. Great start, come out opening drive, score immediately, pretty much,
yep.
and did pretty much nothing after that. Every single opportunity they had where they're driving, never score again. Like just
Mhm.
don't get it done. Get down literally on the goal line and fumble was Zay Flowers.
See, yep,
I knew that was about to happen after he caught that pass and then got the taunting penalty. I was like, yeah, he's going to turn the ball over.
exactly. You just knew it was coming. I mean, if you watch football, you know moments like that are coming. You just
Yeah.
feel it.
And then Lamar Jackson throwing in the triple coverage.
I know. I've
That,
watched the replay of that play at least 100 times. Still can't figure out what he was thinking there. I mean,
I don't
even if
know.
you're trying to draw a penalty, it's the AFC Championship, man. Like that's it's not a throw you make. If you're trying to draw a penalty, it's in one-on-one coverage, not triple coverage.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, was he trying to throw it out of the back of the ends? I don't know what he was trying to do. It was
I
kind
have
of
no
like
idea.
I feel like he was sort of off balance throwing it, but like, I don't know. I don't know if he was really thinking that there was going to be something called there.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know that there should have been,
Oh,
honestly, on that
I don't
play.
think there was a penalty. No.
Not on that play. There was a couple other plays I was like, yeah, it's probably pass interference, but I mean, whatever. You got to play with the refs. They miss calls.
Yep.
Eh, some of them maybe rigged in favor of one team sometimes, but you got to play
Yeah.
with them.
The Kansas City Swifts. I mean,
Yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah,
Um, no, the refs hate them. I don't know. What am I talking about?
yeah.
What?
They're always against the Chiefs, and you know, Patrick Mahomes will tell you they're just out to get them.
Yep.
Worst call I've ever seen against the Bills earlier in the year
Yep.
when
Yeah.
Tony was clearly offsides.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was BS, bro. That was
Yeah,
BS. They
I
only
saw it,
called that because it's the Chiefs.
man. I saw a clip like on Twitter. Somebody had put that clip on there of him telling Josh Allen that. And of course, Josh Allen's just like pats him on the back. It's like, all right, game, man.
Yeah. Great
It's
game
like,
to you too,
what's he gonna say?
buddy. Yeah.
And somebody under the clip was like, here's a thread of all the calls the Chiefs have gotten the last 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably 35 videos of like pivotal moments,
Yeah.
like playoffs or like to clinch a seed or, late in the game, even in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like holding calls that didn't exist, late hits that didn't exist. Yeah, a lot of penalties that have been called in their favor.
Yeah, oh, 100%, man, 100%. You could make an hour-long compilation of Chiefs videos where they should have gotten calls that they didn't, or got calls that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And then the last team from the NFL playoffs that I wanted to bring up was the Lions, Dan Campbell and the Lions. And I do want to shout out Brody for being absolutely correct about the Lions. They arrived this season. I mean, even falling short, I mean, you got to be proud as a Lions fan of what you saw this year. As much as it hurts because of Dan Campbell and the way he coached that NFC Championship game, you still coming from the poverty that the Lions have lived in
Yeah.
forever. You got to be happy.
Yeah. If I'm a Lions fan, I'm excited for the future.
Exactly.
I mean, they've got a young, stacked squad. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not even a Lions fan. I want them to win. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm pulling for him,
I want the Falcons to win, but like
of course.
if the Lions get in there and the Falcons aren't in there anymore, I'm pulling for the Lions.
Yeah,
I I really like the Lions. I like Dan Campbell. I like Aiden Hutchinson. I like all those guys on that team. They're a great team with a bright future, and I don't even really have a problem with Dan Campbell's calls in that game. He did it all year.
that's
Had
true.
he had he not been that coach that does that all year, and then suddenly decides to do it and it doesn't work, that's when you can be mad.
Right.
But when you're doing it all year and that's your coaching style, like I believe stick to it. Stick to it. If it doesn't work, you went with what your philosophy is. And I mean, you can't abandon your philosophy, even
Yeah,
though it is the NFC Championship game. Because the thing is, if it would have worked, people would have been like, "Oh, Dan Campbell's a genius. That was great." Like you just can't. I don't know. You can't hate on the dude for following what he's believed in this entire time.
yeah, I agree with you on that. 100%. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think a lot of people were up in arms about that, but like you said, I mean, that's his style. That's who he is. That's how he coaches. So yeah, I agree with you. I love it.
Yeah. Well, people would have been so mad too had he elected to kick a field goal and they missed. They'd be like, dude, he hadn't done that all year. He's been going for it. I mean,
That's true.
people will love to complain. So
It was a lose
uh,
lose situation. If they lost the
yeah,
game, people were complaining no matter what.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him. That sucks. I mean, and for whatever reason, I have like a hatred for the 49ers. I don't really know why.
I get
I
that.
think because like 2011, 2012, they're like really the hardball years of the 49ers when they beat the Falcons like every year in the playoffs, it felt like.
Yeah,
It,
they held us out of a Super Bowl too when we were up, I think like
yeah,
21-10 or 24-10 on them at halftime.
yeah, I
Mm,
remember that game. But
mm.
yeah, ever since I've just not really enjoyed the 49ers. But with that being said, I like just about everybody on that team. So
Yeah.
I'm
I
pulling for them.
Yeah, I like CMC. I'm definitely pulling for him over the Chiefs for sure. I like CMC a lot. I like Bosa. I like Fred Warner. He's really good.
Yeah,
I mean, I like Kittle. You gotta love George Kittle,
yeah,
and even Brock Purdy. I mean,
yeah,
how can you not pull for a guy like that, with a story like
yeah,
that, or an NFL
yeah.
story like that?
I'm pulling for him. It'd be cool to see Mr. Irrelevant win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it would. It'd be super cool. Has that? I wonder if that's ever happened before. Has a Mr. Irrelevant ever won the Super
Ah,
Bowl?
I don't know.
Probably as a backup, maybe.
Maybe. Let's give it another quick Google here.
Yeah, I quickly switched that probably to a maybe because it's there's definitely no like I don't have a clue. We
Oh,
shall
okay.
see.
There is, I think there's one. Marty Moore, special teams player, became the first Mr. Relevant to play in a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 31
Hmm.
and first Mr. Irrelevant to win a Super Bowl with the Patriots on in Super Bowl 36. I think that was 01
Hmm.
Super Bowl.
Hmm.
I think.
Brady's first one.
I think it was Brady's first one.
Yeah, that
So
that was Marty Moore too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he was the first to play in one and the first to win one. So he's probably the only one. I didn't click on the. It was just
yeah,
Google like brings up the main body of something. That I think he's the only one.
yeah.
So
I mean, you can't. I don't know how we don't remember that because I mean Marty Moore. I mean, it's a huge name.
yeah, dude, I mean, he's up there in the GOAT conversation with Brady,
Exactly. It's
Montana.
like
I mean, I'm like, it's Marty
Brady,
Moore,
yeah,
Brady, maybe Joe
Montana.
Montana.
Lawrence Taylor,
Yeah, those guys are up there,
Jerry
Mount
Rice.
Rushmore of football.
Yeah, yeah. Can't forget Marty.
Oh
Oh,
man.
that calls me back to the Gerald Riggs with the Falcons thing. And the funny thing is, watching that back and then like looking up more about Gerald Riggs, we all kind of just sounded like ignorant Falcons fans there because I feel like the majority of Falcons fans probably know exactly who Gerald Riggs is.
Yeah.
He just like that name. When we all heard that name, we're like, Gerald Riggs? Who is Gerald Riggs?
Yeah, Brody was like, Gerald Riggs?
If that
Who
dude
is
didn't play
that?
on a labor strike, oh, good
Gerald Riggs,
times.
man. I think it was just like it was before our time, and that's
Yeah.
probably why. But
Yeah, and I mean,
what a
I didn't really care about the Falcons until like I don't know, I was probably 10 or 12 years old before I started really caring about the Falcons. Before that, when I was watching NFL, it was Brady or bust. Like I wasn't watching anybody else in the NFL.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. You were full Patriots for a while,
yeah, I was. It might have been even been later than that. It might have been more like early high school when I started really caring about the Falcons.
probably.
Yeah, still ride the Brady train all day. Wish he'd come back one more season. one more one more Super Bowl. Let's get 10,
Yeah.
Tom. Come on.
Oh my God. He's gonna turn into dust. He's gonna be like 80 years old. You're gonna want him to come play. Just
Oh,
turn into dust.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess that's a good time for us to start kind of closing out the show. We're gonna do our round the table because we're not gonna get rid of that segment. We are gonna do round the table a little differently now, though. We're gonna make it a little shorter, a little more concise. We are gonna bring, if it's two of us, we might bring two dishes to the table, two topics of conversation, or we might just bring one. If it's more than two of us, we'll definitely all just bring one topic to talk about. So I'll let you go ahead and kick off your round the table topic, talk about what you want to, and then I'll close it out with mine.
Yeah, so I actually don't have a sports one. I mean, other than NFL playoffs and maybe the occasional basketball game or that's really all I've been watching, if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
So and we kind of covered that.
right.
So my around the table, you and me, big Blink 182 guys, but I
Mm,
kind of got out of it for a minute.
hmm.
I've gotten back into it, been listening. I'm like, dang, dude, these songs are so good.
Yeah.
And I've been, you probably remember we used to look up like live versions of their songs.
Oh
And so I've
yeah.
been doing that again. Dude, why is Tom DeLonge the worst freaking live singer
Where are
of all
you?
Dude, I was listening to Asthenia
Oh
and
no.
Stockholm Syndrome live, and people in the comments are like, "Dude, Tom sounds so good in this," and I'm like, I hope they were being sarcastic. I hope they
Yeah.
were being sarcastic, but I really couldn't tell. They're like, Tom's vocals are amazing, and he's
Said
like,
no one ever.
yeah, he's just like, I don't even know what he's saying. I'm like, are you singing the same song? And then meanwhile, Mark Hoppus is like trying as hard as he possibly can to sound perfect, and
Yeah.
he sounds so good. And
Yeah.
Tom's just like, "Wah, wah," the
That's
whole time,
exactly. It's exactly what it is. What it's
and
always
he's
been.
playing. Oh my god, he's playing guitar like so off from the record. I'm like, what is he doing,
He just goes up there and does whatever the frick he wants to do, man.
dude? Like the recorded songs are so great, and then I watch the live, and it's just for a laugh. It's not
Yeah.
even to hear the song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's really all I got this week, dude. It's been cracking me up thinking about those videos we used to watch.
I love that. A nice callback there. I do want to say really quickly on that topic, the new Blink 182 album. Very, very happy with what I've heard there. And then the Green Day album. As I don't know if you've really checked out much of the Green Day
No,
album. It kicks ass, man. It's like old Green Day, like American Idiot era Green Day.
Dang, I need to go and listen to that one. I've been listening to the new Blink, and I mean, it's kind of like old Blink. It,
Yeah. Oh, I like the Blink album a lot. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of like that Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket
yeah.
era. Um, yeah, no, I love that. So my round the table topic, and Zoom's about to kick us off, so I'll try to make this quick. Yeah, love Zoom. Shout out. Uh, I've been holding this round the table topic in for a long time, because it's been a long time since we've had the podcast. Anthony Edwards. Uh, it feels so good to be right about Anthony Edwards, man. I will say my hot take was that he would be the best shooting guard in the NBA after this season. I do think Devin Booker is still probably holding that title. But because of the defense, Anthony Edwards is right there with Book, which puts him slightly over Donovan Mitchell for me. So I think I was pretty much right about Anthony Edwards. He is the man.
Yeah, I agree. He's been putting on a show for well for your fantasy team that's not even loaded at all. But
Well, we did just
you know,
lose Embiid, so we'll see how
well,
loaded I
yeah,
really
but
am.
still,
Yeah.
a lot of stars, and yeah, he's been going off. I always believed in him, though. I mean, people hated on him, but I had the feeling he had potential to be top two or three shooting guard, if not the best shooting
Yeah.
guard in the NBA. But I agree, Booker is probably still the best right now, but just in terms of shooting, but with the defense, Ant's making a statement.
Yeah, 100%. So I wanted to fit that in before we close out the show. But that's pretty much all we have for today, man. I like this new format. I mean, I know it's not like crazy different, but I do feel like it's more, like I said earlier, kind of a free flow conversation kind of thing. So I had a lot of fun doing this with you today, man.
Oh yeah, I had a blast, man. This was awesome.
Yep. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and call it a night. Thanks everybody for sitting at the lunch table, and we'll see you next week.
All right.